All right. Hey there. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Kelley Renato, and today we're going to talk about beating at least one distraction this week. I feel super passionate about helping us chase after what matters most. And I find, and we all know this, but most of the time when we're not achieving our health goals, our relationships are struggling, we're not feeling great, maybe we're down on ourselves. Maybe our work's not going good, friendships. Either way, it's usually from distractions. And I think sometimes we think it's us, maybe we think it's them, maybe we think it's who knows what. But most of the time, it's distractions and they're stealing the goodness of our life. Some of them are very obvious, we all know them. And then there's some that are not so obvious. And I want you to think about it this week. I want you to, first of all, really pay attention this week. Pay attention to what is distracting you, what is keeping you from whatever it is you really are truly wanting, and what's keeping you from your family, your kids, your friends, working out, chasing a dream, whatever it is, your faith, what's keeping you from spending time in the Word, in prayer, in the Bible, what's keeping you from being kind and serving others. So I want you to pay attention first off this week. Really pay attention and become like super aware of your surroundings, what's coming at you, and what's derailing you. So pay attention and become aware. And then second and third of all, we're going to have the courage to choose differently and beat at least one distraction. We're going to do the hard thing this week. So I'm going to give you lots of examples. First, we're going to talk about the obvious ones. And some of these, I think some of us know we need a boundary or we need to handle it better, work on our time management, whatever. But there's also others that I don't think we even realize are distractions. I think it's just things that we just deal with or it just every day. So, first, let's go to the obvious ones, social media, our phones, maybe TV, maybe even just, those things in life, materialism, scrolling, the things that whatever app you're on at night makes you think you need to buy this, buy that. All of those are distractions, right? So our phone, social media, to me, those are the big obvious ones in the world these days. Can't really completely get rid of it. You could, absolutely. Some of us could completely delete social media and we'd be fine. And honestly, there's much of it that I would just love to delete. We all have our reasons for not. But I believe it's boundaries, just setting boundaries with it. And back in the day when it all started becoming bigger, my kids were little and I had so many constant insecurities, whatever it is, the distractions that were creeping in that created the insecurity, the sadness, the anxiety, stress, fear. A lot of it came from social media because social media gives us this. You're not meeting expectations, you're not good enough, the whole comparison game, the envy game, my kids aren't doing this game, whatever it is, social media does it. So I immediately, when I knew, like to me, social media is, there's good in it, but there's a lot of it that just to me is so not real, not believable, not healthy. So I started creating boundaries and I had to, in the beginning, turn it off for a month. Like I seriously like just stayed off of it. And then I knew I could stay off of it and be fine. I knew I enjoyed life more, real life. So then when I did get back on, I had boundaries. I told myself I wouldn't scroll. I every day unfollowed somebody that was negative, that wasn't putting out there what I wanted to fill my mind with. So I worked on that distraction. I created boundaries. So it didn't completely go away. And that's what boundaries do with not just that, but with a lot of things in our life. The TV, creating boundaries with TV at night. If you don't want to get on the couch every single night and watch hours and hours of TV or on the weekends, create boundaries. You can absolutely get rid of it, but you can also create boundaries. So then there's the phone, because the phone and social media, two different things, because our phone in itself can just be distracting too. Back in the day, I think my phone has been on silence for a really long time because I can easily check it, but if it rings and it dings and it does all, it's distracting all day long. Same with notifications, silence them. Unless you absolutely need it. Like there's a few things with like my daughter's team. If I don't have a notification, I'll never know what's going on. So I'll miss all the messages because I even miss the notifications sometimes. I even check to make sure I haven't missed them. So you know what you need and what you don't. But then so any of those you could work to beat this week. You could work to beat it, or you could work to minimize it. Just tell yourself that. If you're like, I'm not getting off of social media, then just minimize it a little. If that is the distraction you think is sucking your time and energy or making you grumpy when you get off, like, be honest with yourself. Pay attention, become really aware, and then be honest. Like, what made you grouchy? And that's where you need boundaries. So the ones that were not as the less obvious distractions, I would say, because so back to social media, I also realized when I got off, I didn't feel the same as when I got on. My energy changed, my joy changed, my how I felt about myself changed. So pay attention to that. How do things make you feel? How do people make you feel? How does your phone make you feel? How does being outside, being inside make you feel? Whatever it is, pay attention. So the less obvious distractions, I think, are things that create fear, anxiety, insecurities that we don't even realize. A lot of times it's our mind. We have things spinning in our mind. I read a quote this last week that said something to the effect of that worst case scenario is a distraction. It's not a message from God, something to that effect. And I thought that is so good because so many of us spin, especially with kids, but in all scenarios, we spin the worst case scenario in our head over and over and over again. That's what creates fear. Like if my kids are out and about, I can create some story that's not even true. We also do that with friendships. We create stories because someone didn't text us or call us back. We create the story that's not even true, and now we have it spinning in our head. It's a distraction. If you have something spinning in your head more than once or twice, it's a distraction. It's the enemy. I see it as the enemy, a distraction keeping you from the goodness of life. So if there's a made up story, tell yourself, do I really know if this is true or not? If it's a judgment of someone else, I feel like that is a distraction. Like, who are we to judge? What does it even matter what someone else is doing if it doesn't affect my life? If I'm consuming myself with what someone else thinks of me, who cares? You can't control that. You could do everything that that person likes, and they're still going to have an opinion of you if they're a person that's judging other people. So these are all distractions. Um, Getting offended too easily, personally offended, like thinking it's all about you. It's so easy to take everything too personal. That to me is a distraction. And we can easily fall into that. Easily fall into that. Um, Anything else that just creates a fear in you, and rather than having the faith that everything's going to be okay, it's going to work out how God's intended it to, having hope that it's going to be, the outcome will be good, it'll work out. All of those negative feelings are stealing your faith, your belief, and your trust in God that everything's going to be okay, that it's going to work out, that this opportunity might, end up being good. So, all of those to me are distractions from God. So, if you're feeling self doubt, insecurities, you're not believing in yourself, and you have a dream you want to chase, even I see it all the time with people that are wanting to start working out or taking better care of themselves, and they're uncertain of where to start or what to do, or they're not familiar with workouts and gyms. All those insecurities creep in. Those are distractions keeping you from making yourself healthier and feel better. So don't let all those things creep in this week and steal whatever it is you're wanting to chase, whatever you're wanting in your life. Maybe it's just time with your family, but whatever distraction, maybe it's the peer pressure of friends that are asking you to do this or do that, and you don't know how to say no. Those are distractions. If they're stealing the time you want with your family, it's a distraction. So learn how to say no, learn how to set boundaries, and learn how to change your choices, change your mind, flip the switch, change, give yourself something else to say in your head. If it's spinning and spinning and spinning, give yourself just an anchor thought, something that's positive and good. I am grateful for this. I am capable of this. I know this will work out, and say it over and over and over again. A prayer to God. Help me get through this, God. Help me believe a more positive outcome will take place. Help me believe in myself. Whatever it is this week, I want you to see, and maybe you don't even realize it, because a lot of times the stories in our head, the thoughts, the fears, all of those intangible things are the distractions that we don't realize are keeping us from that next step, making that courageous next choice, doing that thing we want to, but we keep like staying paralyzed in this fear that what will people think? I'm not good enough. I can't do this. It's all distractions. So this week, I want you to do the hard thing. I want you to beat the distraction so that you can move forward with one move forward on whatever it is, even if it's just trying to be more confident, trying to have a better marriage. But somehow, when you're with your friends, you fall into that beating your spouse up or finding all the negative. All of those are distractions. So stop letting the worst case scenario, the terrible outcome, finding all the bad in the people in your life take away from all the good in your life. So beat the distraction this week. Beat at least one. Do the hard thing this week. And I'm rooting for you. I hope you have the best week. And thank you so much for spending your super valuable time with me. Have a good one.